Hey YouTube world, and hey to my Neville Nation and my other Law of Ascension Journey members. It's me, Neville Girl, coming to you again with another episode. And this is a big one. Where I'm sharing on this channel were all my dreams, basically, once I discovered Neville Goddard, basically start to come true overnight. So on this channel, we discuss Neville Goddard, quantum physics, what I am experimenting with, what I'm obsessed over, my discoveries, what's working, what my results were, what's not working. So you get to see the other half of the story. So I've claimed my success and it's been working for me, and I'm claiming it for you, and I'm going to show you how. So this topic today is big. So let's jump into it. Because when I discovered Neville and I really put it together with quantum physics, it all made sense. Because raise your hand out there, your virtual hand. Tell me if you've been in the Law of Attraction community, Law of Assumption forever, and you're like, how does this work? Like, this is not making sense. Where's all my stuff? How does this manifesting work anyway? And if you're getting burnt out on techniques, if you follow me along for a while, or even if you're new, I'm your girl because I've discovered so much. I put it together, and here is what finally made sense. And the next episode is going to be huge too. It's about manifesting large chunks of money. So that one's going to be exciting. But all of it will come together for you. Every episode I've done so far is all on this one foundation that changed everything for me. Everything. And it's going to change it for you too. So I put it kind of in the title to give you a clue. But once you get this, you're going to get it. It's going to click. That is my hope for you, and I'm claiming it for you. So where's your stuff? Where's my stuff, right? You know, when I was studying with Abraham Hicks, it's in your vortex, which that frustrated the heck out of me. And then you see people who are manifesting left and right and getting their dream life, and you're wondering, where's your stuff too? So here is the deal. And like I said, I put it in the title to give you a clue because we're going to clarify this. So I was always under the impression that it kind of like drops from the sky, materialized, because some of the stuff I did manifest, it appeared that way. It appeared miraculously, and we're going to go into that in the other video because I did not know that I was using the Law of Assumption to make like a certain process, a certain technique, activated, I guess. And you don't need a lot of techniques, processes. You don't. Stop with it. Stop. Pick a few that work for you, and that's what I go over. We're all here to encourage you on YouTube, but just pick a few things and just stick with it. So, drop from the sky theory. It feels like that if you don't know how you got there. Okay, so this was my big aha, because when I found Neville, what was working for me, and I know if you've seen me from the very beginning, this is the simplest technique in the whole wide world, and it worked, and I didn't even know how, okay? Along with the other stories that I've been sharing, and the big one that's coming up for you about money. But thank you for showing me that this issue, or all of my issues, but you can name it. Thank you for showing me that all of my issues are already solved. It puts it in the past tense. And what's so important about that is we're going to be talking about quantum timelines. Okay? I'm sure you've seen out there in the YouTube community, and I love this so much, like as far as if you're following Law of Assumption, Neville, Law of Attraction, you've heard something about the quantum field and like we're in a matrix, that it's like a virtual reality, that it's a simulation, that we're avatars. That is a really good way to grasp this. And I'm not a big dry erase board girl, but I've drawn it before for you on paper, but we're going to dive into it because this is what cracked it for me, along with a few other things. So bear with me because I had to use the only dry erase board I had, and I'm sure it's going to be, it's got this writing on here, but it's cute. So what does this say? It's a big old circle, and it says possibilities in the matrix. Okay? And then down here is the quantum timeline. So the reason why this kind of okay a picture for you is so important for getting this, guys. Getting it, really getting it, is there's your, like, say, and we talked about the car before, and I think that's a really good one, but we can also talk about other things. So picture that, and it's like, this is not only about quantum timelines, but it's aligning to it too. That's the other half. So imagine you're trying to manifest your dream car, okay? So in the field of quantum possibilities, in the matrix, there is a version of you. There's like millions of versions of you on every topic, every decision, and every thought. Mind blowing, but it's true. So we actually are jumping timelines throughout the day, moment to moment, thought by thought. It all looks the same because often our thoughts are on a similar frequency and they're so similar that you don't see a change. But you can make quantum jumps, and I see it. I see it with subliminals. I'll tell you, if you ever watch subliminals, and I'm going to do a couple of videos on this, when you watch subliminals, like say you watch a beauty subliminal, let's just say, like you're trying to, I haven't done this per se, but say you want to change the color of your eyes or change the shape of your nose or whatever have you, or dream body. I'm just using this as an example. When you listen to subliminals, one day you'll wake up and you're like, oh my God, I look amazing. I look just like my divine feminine. And we're going to share my favorite channels. Because those are, that's something fun to play with. Then I notice on different, like one whole week, I look a certain way, or I see an evolution. Then I wake up a week later and I'm like, oh, I look kind of the same. Or, you know, what I started to realize when I started to get this is we're jumping timelines. And there's ways you can document it. That's why I journal so much, not constantly, but I document, guys. So with subliminals, especially if you're looking for physical results, you will see a jump, especially if you're using physical, like beauty, aesthetic, or body, or even hair. I did one for hair because, and it does look a lot longer now. But the thing is there were times where I would listen to a hair subliminal. I had to wake up and my hair like seemed like 2 or 3 inches longer. And then out of nowhere, I'd be like, oh, it seems shorter again. What's that? I jumped timelines. That's why I love subliminals, but that's another day. But I had to throw that in there, guys. So back to this, the diagram about your dream car, let's just say. So this is you with all the field of possibilities. And I'm not going to write it out because it's going to be too awkward, but I just thought this would be cuter and better than a piece of paper, even if it's reflecting. Because there is a version of you in the quantum field of possibilities on the topic of your dream car in all these variations, or let's just say even the topic of a car. Because your goal, what you want is your dream car. But then the field of possibilities, there's a version of you that doesn't have a car. There's a version of you that has a car, but it's not your dream car. It's, you know, it's just an average car. There's a version of you that has a car, but it barely works. There's a version of you where your best friend has your dream car and you get to drive it every now and then. There are so many possibilities. So then we get to the word alignment. And so this is going to make so many of my other videos make sense, and hopefully other videos too, because when we are picking a technique like with Neville Goddard and his cornerstone SATS, state akin to sleep, is just a very powerful way to live in the end and get used to and familiar with the feeling of the vibration of having that thing. So if you're doing a SATS in the evening, just before you fall asleep, and you have seen and driven your dream car, you know what the leather smells like. You know what it feels like with your hair whipping out the window. You know what it feels like to have your SP sitting next to you, you know, holding your hand or playing with the radio, or you know what I mean. You're going to visualize that, make it really real. So, you know, he said feeling is the secret. It's not necessarily the feelings like, oh my God, I got my dream car. Because the actual feeling that he's really referring to, now mind you, he's from back in the day, so this is before quantum physics. It was feeling that it's really real, which is telling your subconscious that it's real, and the subconscious does not know the difference. And the subconscious is the most wide open and most suggestible just before we fall asleep and when we first wake up in the morning. But you can do subliminals or any of these activities other times a day too. I know the people who are having a lot of success, like myself out there, we do it all. Because it's kind of an all-in thing. You can play around with it and dabble, but it's not going to be the same. You can get results. Like I said, I just said the thank you prayer, and just wow, the things just piled in because your subconscious mind and the God source spirit universe knows what your dreams are. But then it's about alignment, because I was aligned to some amazing things. They were queued up as Abraham Hicks would say, like, it's in your vortex. But the word vortex always frustrated me. It's like, where is this damn vortex? Okay. So what the heck is manifesting anyway? Well, I got your answer, people. My friends, this is it. This is cracks the nut for understanding all these other processes and why you don't need a million of them. You just need a handful of them that makes you feel like you've had like the experience real enough so that your subconscious gets it, and also that you're familiar with the version of you that has it on this timeline. Now, because when we've talked about it before, and I hear a lot of people say it differently, I do like how on the Elmer channel, and we're going to talk about him some more too, because he has some amazing audios to listen to at night. But with him, he was saying that the energy that we are aligning with, the energy that we are, you get familiar with it. You want to be so aware. You don't want it to be like, wow, it's my dream car. Yeah, but you want it to just feel normal. And part of it is by doing what Elmer was saying, was that imagine like you don't remember, like you're new to the planet, you've been beamed down, and you have almost like a lobotomy. You don't remember your issues with the car. If you are having issues with your car, and I've been down this road, I share car stories because it's super relatable. But guess what? I went into, and that's why I love the mantra, isn't it wonderful? Everything is wonderful. Elmer goes over this a lot, and like I said, super simple. But when I go to think on that topic, I like zip my internal lips. So you've heard me say before, I'm a fan of zipping it. I mean up here too. I'm not even just saying like what people do the play-by-play and talk about their daily events. I zip it there. I don't talk to girlfriends about stuff, hardly ever, ever, never, ever. Zip it up here too. So car issue? No. The minute I think of car, isn't it wonderful? Everything's wonderful. And then I start thinking about my dream car. I start thinking on the things that I want to think about, because where our focus and attention goes is our currency in our conversation with the universe. So if you are thinking about issues, or how could you possibly get there, which we talked about it from Mary's event with Dream Builder Live, there's disempowering questions. Who, what, where, when, like the how. That's not our business. Let the universe do its thing. But we do have a job. We have a big job. And our job is to be super clear what it is exactly you want and how you need to feel to align with that version of you that has the dream car. And that is to think about your dream car, think about how it feels. That's why SATS is so valuable, and the alignment to the naturalness of the vibration, that like that version of you, because you change. That's why subliminals is like, I changed. My hair was longer one day, or my nose was different, or you know what I mean? Like, things, we change where we are on the timeline. That's why we're going to do a video on subliminals, because as we change, our vibration has changed. That's when we are in alignment with whatever that new vibration is. So my friends, what version of you on the topic of dream car do you want to be? If you want to be the one who has your dream car, do your SATs. For the other processes, don't do 5 million of them. You don't need them. You could say, thank you for showing me that this issue of wanting my dream car, which puts it kind of in the future, which is not the best statement. Or just thank you for showing me that I already have my dream car. Play with that. Words are powerful. Every video I do has some huge lesson, some huge test, some huge equation I put together, and that's why I'm doing these videos, because I hold nothing back. So is your stuff, does it drop from the sky? Well, it feels like it can if you manifest it, but the reality of it, based on quantum physics, is that you have jumped a timeline. There's tons of versions of you out there. I think I showed you once before with the paper, but we'll do it one more time. Let's see if I have we'll do it a smaller piece of paper. But as an example, if this is time, because time is it's a human construct. So it doesn't really exist if we just need it to track things and just so we don't go insane. But if this was time, if this was a whole week, or these are the months, it doesn't matter. Whatever your timeline you're thinking of, if you were to fold up the piece of paper, if you were to fold time, and you were, by your thoughts, and where you're choosing to focus your energy and your vibration and your alignment to, you can go from whatever version of you on this side on the topic of dream car to this side who has the dream car. It's this. So it's alignment. Okay, we just collapsed time. When I saw this, I was like, that is a brilliant way, because we do need ways to see visually, I think helps what the heck is actually going on. So this is quantum timelines. These are different versions of you, just like I just showed you this, folks. If this was all the different versions of you on the wheel, and you just went from, I don't have my dream car, or I don't have a car, and on this side here is my dream car, well, you got to be thinking about your dream car and not like I don't have it. That's why this SATS, this data akin to sleep, is very helpful. Whatever helps you feel it, but you've got to know that you are aligning to that version of you in the field of possibilities, in the matrix, and there you go. Boom. There is your dream car, and that's how all of this works. So our job is to, and Mary will say this, think about what you're thinking about. You know, hold every thought captive. And if on that topic of your dream car is stinking thinking, I don't have it, where is it, how's it gonna get here? That's not your job. Your job is, I want it to be orange. I want it to be sporty, XYZ, you know, whatever. I want it to have this kind of engine. I want to, you know, go on drives with my SP and my dog with it. I want to drive up the coast of so-and-so in it. Like, you want to be so clear about what it is about that vehicle. That's what you need to know. So, which version are you? That's my question for you today on any topic. But again, cars really relatable. Are you on the version of you don't have, don't got? Or are you, I know exactly what it is I want. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. I know what it smells like. I know where I'm going in it. I know what kind of adventures, who's going to be in it. You don't have to figure out how is you going to pay it, pay for it, how, who, what, those are disempowering. You can take steps, you can go online, you can download pictures, you can create a vision board, you can do your SATs at night. Those are part of alignment, your clarity. Your job is to get clear and then dwell on that version of you. That's it. That's it. You're welcome. And hopefully that makes sense. I don't think I could say it clearer. I'm sure as the channel evolves, I will find new ways to say things over and over again. But this is, when I discovered this was everything. This is where all your stuff is at. So if you're wondering where your stuff is at, it's right here. Clasp some time. It's in the quantum field. It's on a timeline, and your job is to align with it. So that is enough about that. We are next going to talk about manifesting large chunks of money, and we are going to use a process that you can track, and I'm excited to do that with you. So I don't know where you are in the world today or what you are trying to manifest, but I am holding a space that it has already come true for you. And so I'm claiming it for you. And so you've got this. So create something wonderful, create something magical. See you in the next video. Bye.